Alright, welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2. Now, I was told this game is, I believe the word used was a doozy. Now, that could be a very good or a very bad thing. There's really no middle ground there. So we're gonna find out. You can decide at the end whether or not it was indeed a doozy. But let me introduce you first, ignoring the SCV on the minimap. In the top right, one of the best Protoss players in Korea. It's Trap. Playing under etc. And in the bottom left, from Splice Esports. One of my favorite Terran players. I love the style he plays, and I really wish I could play like it, but I struggle. It's TY, the Chessmaster. Always one step ahead of his opponents. Well, on a good day. We'll see. Building a barracks right outside Trap's base. We're on 16-bit, which is an incredibly defensive, a long map, a lot of distance to travel to be able to attack your opponent. You got a pocket base in the back where you can easily expand. A probe coming out from Trap quite early on, and he's gonna see there's no barracks here. Not that crazy, but also 2 gas. And this is what sets off a few alarm bells. No expansion. He's already got the probe there, but he decides, you know what? That might be a little too risky. Alright. A second gas and a second pylon being set up. He knows already there's a setup that's designed to ward out a Reaper. Make it a little bit more difficult for it to move in. We will have to see. What are you gonna do? Really, TY? Really, you cheeky devil? That's a zealot. Okay. I love the idea. I mean, it'll move the zealot a few inches away. Or centimeters for my metric viewers. Alright. A Stargate building in the main. The Reaper gonna pick up 1 kill. Going for 2. Not quite there yet. And Adept comes out. Everything's scouted for TY. I was getting really excited because I thought these were matches from GSL because they matched in the GSL. But I can add a little bit of extra drama. Because in GSL recently, Trap 2-0'd TY to get out of his group first. TY also made it out. Spoilers. A little bit late on that. That was the round of 32. But this is a rematch, and I believe it's an online tournament. I'm not sure, but we're just gonna go ahead and say there's thousands of dollars on the line. Could be 1, could be 500. You don't know. So this is an intense game. But 2 Reapers built by TY, a little bit out of the ordinary. Kind of feeling like I can keep him busy here if he's gonna rush into a Stargate. The Reaper comes in the right side, really starting to rack up the damage. Alright, another Reaper comes in the back. And Oracle's on the way. Incredibly annoying, but 4 kills is not the end of the world. Trap building a Nexus, but TY already on top of it with a command center. Now remember, these Reapers have gotten full scouting information. Very, very nice for TY. The Oracle is turned on, activates its Pulsar Beam, which costs 25 energy on activation, which means there's no real threat of it coming across doing damage. Now, did TY see... He saw the robo. Did he get the time to click on it? Probably. At a casual 350-ish APM for both these players. A Cloak Banshee is going to be the choice. And when you open up Oracle, you have very limited detection. Now, he hasn't actually built the Banshee. He has the money now. Okay, he's going to build a Banshee. A robo will be done. He will have Phoenixes. And the Oracle, I feel like Trap, knowing he's so fully scouted, just says, okay, well, just gotta chrono boost out probes and make sure I don't take any more losses. And if you're Trap right now, you feel a little uncomfortable with the situation, but we are on 16-bit. And what that does mean, as we go through a tropical lag storm, what that does mean is it's very difficult to do a direct attack. If you continue building Phoenixes, and it looks like Trap is intending on doing that, then you can shut down things like drops. Phoenix comes in. Couple Cyclones scouted out, but it looks like all intentions are pointing towards a heavy macro game. Seeing 3 command centers before the 5-minute mark is not that surprising for TY, but is still pretty greedy, especially considering how much he invested early on. 3 Nexi is, well, an appropriate response, because when you open up with such a Stargate-heavy build, you don't have the stopping power on the ground. You just don't. There's no way he can kill TY outright without an incredibly risky move that is most likely to end in all of his units dying. So, now we begin the power-up phase. Neither player can really realistically do critical damage for the next few minutes. TY building up his barracks, whereas Trap is expanding outwards his tech tree. Twilight Council, Forge, Adepts with Glaives and +1. Lately, we've been seeing players go for Blink, kind of saying Adepts are pretty easy to counter, but Blink Stalkers have a lot of utility. In this scenario, it kind of feels like I think you go Blink Stalkers still. I think you just go with the Blink Stalkers. You have them for the later game. Once again, attacking on the ground is incredibly difficult, especially if you have any idea if it's coming. So Blink is a better long-term option, whereas Glaved Adepts are more timing-oriented because those Adepts drop off in effectiveness over a pretty short span of time. What? Trap. Make me look smart. Thank you. Now Scan's the main. Doesn't catch the tech. He knows it's somewhere. Gates being added on. He doesn't... Now TY... How much info does he have? He doesn't know there's a third, but the lack of gates, the lack of tech here makes it very likely that there's another base. He can't guarantee it. I love this. Sending the Phoenix out ahead. Eats a Widowmine hit, so the Oracle doesn't have to. An Oracle gets one shot by Widowmines. Phoenixes can take the hit. They're not happy about it, but they can take it. Oh, that Marine trying to finish it off. All the gates coming out. Could you fix the white dot on the right side of your screen? Did I accidentally... Right? Okay. No, it's gone. I fixed it. Did that fix it? Yeah, it did. I'm sorry. My beautiful I use an intense and expensive graphics software in order to add designs to the stream. So sometimes it's so complicated that it bugs out. And of course, I'm talking about Microsoft Paint. Alright, a Robo. Well, a second Robo in a Robo Bay. So this is the direction we're going. Blink and +1 are finishing up. They do have another Marine on the way out. Is this going to be Disruptors or Colossi? This actually kind of feels like a Colossi situation, but this attack is moving out when the Oracles see it. Got a good tag. Has to be Disruptors. You don't have time. The attack's coming in. Not great upgrades. Blink Stalkers alone. No. You need splash damage now. He actually goes for Gravitic Drive, the Warp Prism speed at the same time. More Stalkers being warped in. Trap is going to have to manage this very well. If you look at the supply. 121 to 159 supply, but once again, attacking on the ground is still very difficult. Oh, an anti-armor missile coming through. Hits almost everything. Did he see? Well, he has a Raven. He can see the stasis trap. The stasis ward. Artosis has ruined me with that. A Banshee in the back. Gonna force a warping of a handful of Stalkers. Gets the stasis. The anti-armor missile about to wear off. There's enough energy for how many interference matrices? 2. So we can disable some Immortals, maybe Disruptors. He can cast another anti-armor missile. The world is his oyster. Combat shields is done. +1 on either side on the ground. The Phoenix is still trying to get a scout. A double drop going towards the back net here. It looks like an observer did spot it, but how many units are there to deal with this? TY trying to come in the front. There are Disruptors at the ready. The Warp Prism going to take out the charge lots. Well, they're not even charge lots yet, just Zealots as he continues to barrel through the front. The Disruptor hits are going to have to be on the money. He curves it. Oh, wow, what a curve. But is that going to be enough? The anti-armor missiles, force field will hold for now. Another Disruptor shot through the center, mostly avoided. The attack at the back finally being cleaned up, but does TY have enough at the front? Have the force fields done enough? Another Disruptor comes up into the fray. He dips back, but hits the center mass. A lot of the Marines going down. Trap, it looks like just enough. A lift on the tank. He will force the medevacs back, tries to target him down. He'll take the tank, and he will hold. But wait. But it's just not. Okay, he gets the zealot. Trap holds. It was the force fields had to be just right. The disruptor shots, the knuckleball to be able to get damage done. But Trap, and now really using the map, and in come the Liberator is going to protect the drop out here. He can't close the distance with the charge lots. He's able to kill one of the Liberators. He tries to draw the fire. A Disruptor at the back. TY still heavily ahead on supply. Oh, the Widowmine shots killing the final Phoenix. Another Nova slams into the brunt of these forces. Takes out the Liberator. He's going to be able to clean up the drop in. TY will be repelled once again, but still maintains a 40 supply lead. He's up by 20 workers. He's trying to lean on Trap until he breaks. But Trap is able to rotate his shields around and deflect the attacks just barely. Any of these attacks could be deadly. You don't hit the 1 or 2 extra disruptor shots you need. The medevacs start really pumping out the healing on those bio units. The upgrades, Trap is on 1-1. He's not even started 2-2. Having an upgrade advantage is the only real way. Gateway units can compete without splash damage. Now he has the disruptors, but if they get picked off or they're on cooldown, TY has kind of backed off, and now this is classic TY fashion, has a 4th base. Advanced Ballistics is almost already done. By the time Trap could even think about moving out and putting on some minor pressure, he has that next level of tech. Ranged Liberators, now there is a Stargate, so he can build units to deal with it, but those units can't always easily be in position. Looks like some charge lots taken out. This turret gonna try its best, but not... Oh, I love that lift in order to be able to... maybe he was doing it for the barracks here. Looks like the Marines will get sliced to pieces. A Warp Prism has been the end of many players in the past. I was gonna say Terrans, but pretty much every race. TY will clean this up, but that will pull the army off the map and allow Trap to move forward. 2 Stargates on the way, a fleet beacon as well. He wants to go into Tempest, or maybe... I'm not even going to whisper the C word here. Everybody knows the C word, but I'm not going to say it. Okay, I'll say it. Carriers. Nobody makes it in this matchup. Marines are just too good. They kill all the interceptors. It almost certainly is going to be Tempest. How many observers? There are 4 observers on the map. Trap's vision, for what it is, for his supply right now, is very good. Like, he has both of the watchtowers. He's got observer, well, trying to cover as much area as possible. It's not perfect, but he's got very good coverage. Tempest on the way. 4 Liberators at a time. TY, one of the first and still one of the best players when it comes to Liberator usage. A lot of players use them well, but TY just seems to know exactly where to put them. We've seen so many games where that is what really tilts it heavily into his favor. Now, Trap in position to catch this. He still can't really afford. Oh, a big drop coming in. There's nothing here. This should be a recall. The units are just too far away. Oh, trying to target down some of those medevacs. We'll get one, but most of the payload is unloaded. Those Liberators going to cover all of this area. A Venn diagram of freedom. A disruptor shot brings the Marines back, but there is no way he comes down the ramp to that Nexus right now. It's gone. An attack on the right side as well. Charge lots will be warped in. It's still 1-1. It's about to be 2-2 versus 1-2 with +2 armor. I take it back. No armor for you. The Forge will be... He really wants to save that, but it's not going to happen. The liberation zones are far too strong. The charge lots on the side, but TY slips through the minerals. The Tempests are getting a little bit too close. TY still near maxed out. He has 73 SCVs. He's going for a 5th and a 6th base. Trap, he's able to drive this away, but it cost a heavy price. He lost his upgrades. He restarts on the other forge. He lost his base. He lost a handful of probes. It has been rough going for Trap throughout most of this match. But he holds. And he has a huge army supply. Well, for the situation, is that? I forget even what it's called now. I can't remember. High capacity fuel tanks? 50% more medevac boost time? Of course. Like I said, the Chessmaster. Why not? Right? It only costs 100. It's cheap. He's got money in the bank. Why not? It's like the burrow of Terran. Now, why don't players get it when they have 5,000, 5,000? Nobody knows, but they don't. Oh, the disruptors. That's not where you want to be. And now commences the awkward marine, like, is catching a disruptor actually a thing that ever happens? That's the question. Going fishing, tries to get the pickup, 2 men left behind. Looks like another Liberator taken out. The Liberation Zone already pre-covering this mineral line. I'm not sure if Trap is taking care of that, but both these players very taxed. If he can actually take out one of these medevacs, there's no way he saves this base. If he does... Oh, wait. Units are coming up. The Marines stimming to try to deal with the Tempest. The Nexus will not be canceled. All the units are coming back, but TY, while he's doing this, it looks like the medevacs will be taken out, but TY has moved forward on the right flank. The Liberator taken out at the back. All of Trap's army is bearing down to try to defend the right-hand side. His only real fresh mining base, and there are 29 probes there. TY gets a scan, sees the army moving that way. He knows. He's not going to be in position in time to cut it off. But still. Building a strong Sky Terran army. He's got 8 Vikings, 2 Liberators. Yeah, he's going to need to pump up those Liberator counts. Those are rookie numbers. Now, this is Trap's moment right now. He's got 128 army supply. He's got almost as much splash damage as a tsunami. He's researching Storm. Enough Tempest to one-shot Liberate. Wait, does he have +1 air weapons? He doesn't, so he can't. It takes 5 shots then to kill the Liberators, and I believe Vikings as well. Well, we'll find out soon enough. But the Disruptor's coming up. Looking for an opportunity. The Vikings at the front. Oh, the anti-armor missile hits the Vikings! Unfriendly fire! The Disruptor shots. He whips them all out. Is there any more splash damage? There are not enough in the way of bio units to hold the line, and suddenly the supply is starting to even up. That Liberator, no kills. Gonna be shut down. Trap will back off. He lost too many of the units. So TY beaten back and on the open field. Not at one of Trap's bases, but that was essentially the middle of the map. And that's how games can turn. Defending, okay, you got the defender's advantage, you can warp in, more units coming up. But that was mostly on TY's side, and losing a fight there means Trap is getting closer and closer to mining and production. Some more Liberators coming up, Purification Novas, the anti-armor missile. I gotta be careful with those after that last exchange. He curves it around. A beautiful dodge, catches another Disruptor. TY continuing to mass expand. Classic. Double Disruptor. Still TY. He has a lot of buffer. He has somewhere in the realm 7 barracks, 3 starports, 1 factory. Of course, factory units not factoring in here very much. This base on the bottom right still going to give Trap a bit of pause. There, oh, a beautiful tag. He's going to see these units for another solid 38 seconds or so. That revelation lasts. And that makes it almost impossible to outmaneuver Trap. He still has... I don't think we've seen a single recall this game. But the tag is there. Is he... Oh, we've definitely seen a recall. I remember one just a minute ago. Don't call me out. I caught it in... Oh, he catches the Disruptors. How many Disruptors are left on the field? Only 2. A handful of High Templar. They do have Storm. Where is the recall? Oh, it was literally a minute ago. He doesn't have one. And that's why this base is gone. This one will be saved, but again, the back net is taken out. And at what point do you stop even trying to save it? 190 to 160 supply. The Stalkers are on the chase. TY just expanding off his entire side of the map. Disruptor hits home, but like a Baneling will go down after the attack. Got the Disruptors. The Interference Matrix is disabling 3 out of 4 Tempest. The Vikings have free reign over the skies. But this Archon going to work, going to be taken out, but some more charge lots coming up to reinforce. The Stalkers warding back the Vikings, and TY once again does damage, but not able to lay down a death blow. A nuclear missile is being researched. 2 more barracks on the way. TY has almost more money than he can spend. He has plenty of mules, plenty of bases, but he can't just seem to lay the hammer down on Trap. More Vikings coming up. The Ghost, I don't know if they want to be here. Anti-armor missiles coming through. Connect, charge lots reinforcing, but at the back, the Ghosts are pretty good against the Zealots for sure, but Disruptors can make all the difference. He curves it! Oh my god! The Knuckler right through the middle finds it, goes through the Storm. TY trying to close it out. A nuclear missile being launched on the base. I'm not sure where the Ghost went. I think it died in that exchange. Trap continues to reinforce. Another Storm. Tempest falling, but they're still in the air for now. The Archon Recons coming up. The medevacs with precious few units to heal. And once again, trap holds. The 4th base will be held. I mean, there are some cloak ghosts in the mix. He's continuing to cut off TY's production. He can't just hold. He needs to push him back as far as possible without losses. Because TY's production is ridiculous right now. He's at double-digit barracks. He's building medevacs in the 3s with the Vikings alongside. Trap is working off of 1-2 upgrades. He is 3 upgrades behind right now, let alone +2 air weapons, smart servos, which I assume is for the Vikings, high capacity. TY has everything, but Trap refuses to die. Is essentially what this game is. Disruptor's coming out. Another... Oh. That Marine sacrifice for the cause. I don't even know if that mattered. But a drop on the right. But at what point do things begin to break? If at one of these fights he just doesn't have splash damage, the game is just over. Oh, the Stalkers will warp in, but not quick enough. He has to blink back. A cannon trying to help. I don't know what happened here. TY has like 7 bases. I'm not going to bother counting. He's still like, you have to try to do damage. You have to try to force TY to make... Oh my god. There's no way he holds any longer, right? It's 200 to 109 supply. The army supply nearly doubled as well. He can't. At this point, he's going to be tearing right through him. Oh, the disruptor shots are going to have to be cash money. A good hit to start. Another one. Oh my god! Oh, what a hit! He weaves it. Oh, he threads the needle and finds another hit. But still, immediately, like a Zerg, TY back to 200 nearly. God. Now, he gets a Guardian Shield, but that's not going to be enough. He's broke. He's trying to warp in Zealots, but he's broke. An anti-armor missile hits everything. The disruptor shots, he tries to curve them. That's not going to be enough. Pushing it back. This is a very disjointed fight, which is not good for the Protoss. He's losing the base on the right side as well. GG, TY brings it home. But even though TY won the game, I think Trap may have won our hearts. What? Now, TY just kept laying on the pressure, and eventually Trap bent under it. But what a valiant defense. He tried. That was... He should have, like, 3 or 4 of those attacks he could easily have died to. Or more. I don't even know how many attacks. At some point, it was just constantly an attack. So yeah, was that a doozy? As they say.